Hello, everybody, and welcome back to more Rising Phoenix Racing League. Today we are at Japan for round. What round is this? It's round 3, correct? Yes, it is. Let me turn the stream off on my phone. Alright, so yeah, round 3 here at Japan. 18 drivers. So let's go. Yeah, oh yeah, and this is the F1 division of Rising Phoenix. So. Sorry about that. Just drinking. And alright, so let's see what the weather's going to be like for today. We have a lot of support for Funky and Jovi in the chat. And alright, so yeah, just waiting for Button, and I'm John to have their connections connect up, and then we'll be ready to go for qualifying. Alright, and it is definitely fully sunny, or sunny and cloudy for today, for qualifying. So I don't see any rain that's going to be here. Alright, so now let's just see who the first one out is. Let me also see some facts and stats about this track we're at today, as obviously it's a very historical one. Let's see. It is located in, obviously, Suzuka, Japan, in the Mie Prefecture. Oh, and as we have our two first drivers coming out, T-Jovi's the first one out. So let's. Oh no, it's not. It is LOI. Alright, so yeah, let's go with them. Let's see. With a crowd capacity of 155,000, and it opened in 1962. With the first Formula 1 race being, I believe, in the 70s sometime, as far as I can remember. The race lap record, is a 1:30.983 set by Lewis Hamilton last year. And the track doesn't just host Formula 1 races, but it holds WEC races, endurance races, super bikes, and Super GTs, as well as WCTR or WTCR. So yeah, the run down to turn 1 is an average length, I would say, and obviously it's very tricky to go side by side into turns 1 and 2 without understeering and hitting the car on the outside, or going off wide if you're on the outside. Alright, so here we go. JJB starting the first flying lap, as everyone is on their out laps except for Gemez right now. So it's a very busy track. 17 drivers out. So let's see how they can all do. On board here with JJB. JJB through the first sector, the S's. The curbs can be very tricky here. Oh, as JJB goes wide and ruins his lap there. A very unfortunate start to the qualifying session for the Toro Rosso driver. Just a little bit too wide there, and then just got caught out. So I believe their lap is effectively ruined. So, oh, and T-Jovi has an invalidated lap time as well. So the next driver would be T-Funky. Next driver would be T-Funky here. So T-Funky will be the first person to set a competitive time, I believe, coming around the hairpin. Alright, so I've said the race lap record, but I haven't said the qualifying lap record. So Vettel holds that, Sebastian Vettel, with a 27.064, which was obviously set during Q3 of last year's race. So let's see if any of the drivers today can get near that. With the first official time set being at 35.7, although that is definitely going to come down by at least 7 seconds or so, as we have a 30.0 on the softs for T Funky for his first lap, and then a 28.8 by Splinter. Ooh, Big Slater with a 28.2. Anton Bennett with a 28.4. Splinter with the 0.8 as before. Oh, and someone spun there. That's a Ferrari. That's either Rita or Flex Marcel. It is Flex Marcel who has spun, as Rita sets a 28.2, just like Slater. Jordan with a 36.3. John with a 31.5. Bazooka Joe 30.2. Buns back 29.5 slash 29.2, and JJB 35.7. So let's see what Jovi can do here. A 12.6 middle sector, braking hard into the Casio Triangle chicane. And up to the line, it is going to be a 29, I would assume, a 29.1, so P6 for Tjovi. Let's see. A lot of drivers on in laps right now. So yeah, let's just go with someone on an out lap. So Gamez on board with the Red Bull. And yes, yeah. Oh yeah, and Ryan, this is the F1 league. And hello. Hello everybody in the chat. Cobalt says I'm going to die at this track. The curbs can be very tricky, so I definitely understand what he means. In practice, or just again like regular time trial practice before this race, just to get myself ready for commentating. I spun around 4 times. I spun 4 times in 10 laps, so yeah, it's not going to be a surprise if we see some instance today involving the curbs, especially in the S section, because yeah, just getting on a little bit too much and you can ruin your whole race. Ooh, as I think we've just seen from JJB there on an outlap. Yeah, just a little bit too much on the inside curb, or a little bit too wide on the outside there, and you can be screwed there for your lap. Following Gammas again. Oh, and a moment there at spoon curve and a spin. So that is Gammas' first lap effectively over, as he lets JJB through. And then next up we have PG Killer, who's on an outlap. Let's see, now we're spectating Deadwood here in the racing point around the hairpin. Ooh, a little bit of oversteer on the exit. Flying into spoon curve. catching the back end on the way out onto the Panasonic straight, or what was formerly the Panasonic straight, I believe. At least I call it that because there was a big Panasonic board. At least in Gran Turismo there is. Alright, a 29.1 for Deadwood puts in P6, displacing T Jovi by just 20 or 19 milliseconds. Alright, so now let's see what Chaos can do in the second sector. It's going to be a 12.5 on the soft tires. And there we go, P6, so 29.0 for Chaos. Alright, so let's see a driver who hasn't set a time yet. The first one across the line will be PG Killer with a 14.9 second sector. So possibly a mistake before that point. Let's see if he'll finish the lap or not. He's only in the third ERS mode, but he will finish it, and it'll be a 31.7. So currently last place out of any time set by about 0.2. Next up will be Flex Marcel. Ooh, and lots of yellow flags. 3 at one point. Turn 1, turn 8, I believe, and turn 11. Or turn 12. Alright, so Flex Marcel up to the line. And it is going to be a 28.6. So that's P4 for Flex Marcel. So it's currently a... Oh, and Splinter, just as I was about to mention Rita being on pole, Splinter goes and beats his time by around a 10th and a third to go pole position, or provisional pole at least, with a 28.1. So very good job by the Mercedes there. Let's see. Ooh, okay, so we have an MMA slash here, 0.2 up, or 0.6 up now, in the second sector. His previous best was on the mediums, so that definitely explains why he's so much quicker. Yeah, soft tires are obviously quicker than the mediums. So yeah, here we go up to the line for the Alfa Romeo driver. A 28.3 puts him P4. Let's see Buttons back here in the Haas. Previous best was a 29. Actually, no. Let's go to Gamez because he hasn't set a time yet. Only driver not to set a lap so far. Yeah, and for some reason, was only getting some slipstream off of his teammate. That's pretty smart, actually. That could make the difference at the end. A 12.5 middle sector. I'm not sure if that's super quick, compared to at least Splinter's time on pole, but we'll see what he can do. It's going to be a 27, a 28, a 28.8. So it's P8, just behind his teammate. Almost identical times for the two Red Bulls in P7 and P8. Now let's go. Oh, and Bun hasn't validated his time, unfortunately. Let's go with T-Funky, see what he can do in the Williams. Let's see. I believe he was up on his time there, if I saw that correctly. By 0.5, I think. Ooh, a little bit of wheel spin on the exit. And it's going to be a 29.4, so 0.3 quicker than his previous best. Let's see what John can do. Currently up on his first sector time, but Rita in the Ferrari with a 27.688. So that is, first off, very quick. Second off, only 6 tenths slower than the all-time qualifying record. But obviously there's differences between the game and real life. So a 27.6, no matter what, is extremely quick. As a Splinter has retired from the session, so not thinking he can beat it, or not having enough tire sets to keep going. But yeah, all right. Here's K6 crossing the line. Pete goes up one position to P6 as Gammas is coming into the pits. Let's see Chaos here. Let's see what he can get in the first sector. Ooh, a little bit wide, and that's unfortunately his lap pretty much over. Yeah, he's ending the lap. Might go for one more attempt. But yeah, let's go on with Deadwood now. Ooh, a little bit wide at Spoon, and I believe that has ruined his lap. Yeah, wide again at the second part. Let's see what the second sector time is, just to see. It's a 12.7, and it's a purple second sector according to the screen, but he is down by 2 tenths, so I don't think he's going to make it up in this sector. Let's see though. Oh, and he spins going into the pit lane, and he is out of the session. Probably lost a rear wheel there. Yes, I don't know if he was trying to complete the lap or go into the pit lane there. I think he was going into the pit lane, and he just lost it right on the little bump there, and is out of the session. So it's very unfortunate for him. Kind of a crazy moment for him there. Alright, so JJB has since improved his time by 5 seconds and has just invalidated his current lap. So very unfortunate. As the final runs are now being completed. Let's see Flex Marcel. So in the other Ferrari, to the one that is on pole right now, Flex Marcel currently P7 with a 28.6. Let's see what his first sector is. It is 0.182 up, so that's good. Oh, a little bit of a grass clip there on the entry to the hairpin. Probably cost him a tenth or two, but still going strong, of course. Yeah, it's very interesting. Only going into the third ERS mode for the spoon curve. Now, a lot of drivers are doing that. I'm not really sure. Well, I've never done that before, but obviously they are quicker than me, so it must work. In some way, it must be some sort of tactic to get more grip or something out of the spoon corner. And here we go. Up to the line for the Ferrari. It's going to be a 28.0, making it a current Ferrari 1-2. So very good effort by both of the prancing horses. Oh, as Anton splits the Ferraris just after I say that with a 27.9. So very good job by Anton as well. Let's see. Big Slater here, currently P5. Let's see what he can do. Oh, a little bit of grass on the entry there. T-Funky has retired, K6 has retired, and then Splinter and Deadwood from before are also out of the session. PG Killer is out as well. Ooh, as someone's gone wide there. That is must be John. And someone else has gone off there. And oh, that's a spin for Big Slater. Ooh, oh, and straight into the outside wall. Thankfully not a DNF, but that is definitely his lap time ruined, no matter what. Yeah, a lot of incidents here, actually. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retirements, all in that first sector alone, including like three little like spins there. So crazy stuff. or 3 mistakes, as Jordan comes across P5 in the McLaren, um, accompanying his fellow teammate Anton near the front of the grid. Now I believe the only drivers left is Slash and Chaos. Oh, and John. Yeah, John, of course, with an incident, I believe, and with an invalidated lap, as you can see. Chaos pitting, and Slash about to complete his lap here. Let's see what he can do. Potentially maybe P4 he can get. Oh, P2! A 27.8! And that is him up into P2. So very good job. Very good job. Alright, so yeah, now we're just waiting for the pit guys to come in and for Purple to finish the current lap. He's coming to the pits to end qualifying for this race. So yeah, alright, so yeah, now we just have to see what, wait, hold on, let's see, every single driver's on the softs except for John, who will have a free choice of tires anyway. So pretty much everyone can start the race on the softs. The top 10 obviously starting on their actual qualifying set, whilst the bottom 8 have to can start on fresh tires of any choice. So tactical advantage to the bottom 8, but obviously position to the top 10. Alright, so your qualifying order is Rita, Slash, Bennett, Anton Bennett, Flex Marcel, Splinter, Jordan, Big Slater, Gammas Turish, Cassix, T Jovi, Chaos, Bunsback, Deadwood, Bazooka Joe, T Funky, PG Killer, JJB, and I'm John Purple, with times ranging from the 27s, 28s, 29s, 30s, and 31s. However, if John was on the softs, I bet he would also be in the 30s. So yeah, fairly close grid. Realistic, if John was on the softs, probably 3.3 seconds total between every driver, which for 18 drivers actually isn't that much, considering some leagues I've seen where some drivers were much further off. Oh, and we have rain here today. Looks to be light rain, and I think, yeah, there definitely is intermediate tires. So yeah, yeah, it's a much gloomier day than it was last time for qualifying. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. Let's see how everyone gets along with the rain, and let's hope that they did some practice too. Alright, so formation lap has begun. Now everyone obviously should be on the inters. Yep. Quite a bit of spray. So now we'll see if the rain either gets harder or lighter or stays the same throughout the course of the race. It's 27 laps around here. So with an average, so probably around, we're looking at about, with the rain, probably 50 to 55 minutes of racing. So yeah, everyone strap in because it's looking to be pretty crazy. We've got a lot of people who are very close to each other in terms of speed, at least in the dry, and with 18 drivers all storming down to turns 1 and 2, and in the wet, let alone at all, or no, like at all is pretty bad. Well, it's pretty, it can be kind of sketchy sometimes, but in the rain as well is going to be even worse. Or at least I would cautiously assume, or hope not, but I am expecting probably an incident or two. As we do have an incident already. I believe that is Deadwood, who's quite a ways back. I'm not really sure what happened, but yeah, thankfully he's rejoining the back of the grid. Ooh, as I believe that is, well, Cassix and Gemes, so both Red Bulls. touching each other there and getting sent to the grid. Alright, so the formation lap is almost done, and yeah, like I said before, run down to turn 1, moderate length. Obviously we're hoping for no jump starts off the start. And yeah, just hoping for a good race overall. So yeah, let's see what happens. Number 46 Ferrari of Virida is leading the pack to the grid before 27 laps of well, 27 laps of driving. In terms of racing with safety cars, I wonder how many we'll get. Last time I was here and I was in a race, the safety car came out before turn 1 of the first lap. So yeah, anything could happen. So here we go. Virida and Slash can see the clear track in front. And here we go. Camera angle. There we go. Alright, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here in Japan. And it's lights out and away we go for the Japanese Grand Prix. Virida with a good start. A little bit of wheel spin at the back for Deadwood. Everyone storms into turn 1. Oh, there's a spin back there, or a half spin at least. Cars side by side through the first couple of turns. Now into this as they go. Virida still leads from Slash, from Bennett, from Marcel, from Jordan, from Splinter. Oh, we have a big accident at the back involving Button, Willow, and JJB, I believe. Oh, and a big accident. Whoa, what the hell was that? There was a huge accident there with the McLaren. I'm not sure if that was lag or not, but we had like a China 2019 like flip there almost, where the car went fully up in the air and then smashed down hard onto the ground. No safety car at the moment, although I would assume there would be one at this point with all the with the 2 incidents so far. Anton Bennett has left the session as around spoon curve goes Rita. Let's see. So let's see. Worst start, obviously Anton and Button. Best starts, Bazooka Joe, T Funky, and John. But Rita, already 1.4 seconds in the lead. As we finish the first lap. We have an incident. And a lot of cars, and some cars are pitting. I believe there's 2 cars pitting. So JJB and PG Killer. On board with Big Slater here in P6. But when someone's had an incident, I believe it was Kasich there. As he's getting passed by a couple cars. Gamez with a penalty for multiple warnings. But that is John, who has spun in the first sector. And as and JJB has retired from the session as Slater almost has a little bit of an incident with Kasich there, trying to rejoin the track, and there's a virtual safety car out. VSC. Alright, so yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be pitting. Oh, and I'm afraid I cannot invite. There's no invite option I can do since I'm a spectator. It has to be one of the drivers who can invite you, Anton. I'm sorry about that. I was have Bazooka Joe passing Chaos, I believe, right there. Flex Marcel up a position from P4 to P3. Now is going to be looking to get Slash off the back of Rita to protect the Ferrari 1-2. That is possible today. When Chaos passing Bazooka Joe back again into the hairpin. V Rita with the 5-second penalty. Oh, and another virtual safety car. Another virtual safety car. As Rita's in the pits for a... Is that a wing change? Or is that a stop-go? Yep, it's a stop-go plus a wing change. So yeah, I'm obviously getting some damage there. So V Rita is now heavily affected. His race is heavily compromised. But it is far from over. So let's see what happens. Alright, so here we go. Sorry, excuse me. Racing again. T-Funky versus Deadwood versus Big Slater for P10 here. Oh, there goes one of the braking boards. A little bit wide there for T-Funky and Deadwood. Into the hairpin and exiting the hairpin. Ooh, a little bit of an oversteer moment there for Deadwood in the first part of the spoon curve. Oh, and that's V Rita out of the session. Probably lost the back end at 200R there. And he's out of the session. Yeah, he probably got some more damage and then just quit there, I would assume. So now we have oh, as JJB is also retired. I actually didn't even see that. But yeah, 2 retirements now. So we have 16 runners left in the race, and Slash is your leader at the moment. As Deadwood appears to be struggling a little bit from T-Funky's point of view. As T-Funky goes wide, it gets onto the grass a little bit. Here we go, Cassix versus Bazooka Joe. And I believe the rain is starting to slow down. So we might get back to dry running soon. Ooh, as we have a spin in sector 1. And it is John Purple, I believe. Let's see. Yes, it is. Now, yeah. Now, everyone's going to be pitting this lap. Well, I mean, most people will be pitting this lap. Splinter will be going for one more lap. Same with Tjovi. But yeah, a lot of pits looking to go to the end of the race at this point, I would say. I would say the hards would probably be the best option. But I don't know the tire wear here exactly, so we will have to see. But yeah, quite a lot of drivers actually staying out on the inters, but that is proving to be quite the error, I would assume, at least from Chaos's point of view, because he is losing the back end everywhere, and he is certainly not going the fastest that he could be going off if he was on the softs. Track is still a little bit damp, but it's definitely no longer inter conditions. So the dry runners are going to be catching up very quickly to all the inter runners. Yep, and DRS has been enabled, so it is definitely time to come on in. Oh, yellow flag in sector 3. Now, Slash, the effective race leader versus T-Funky here on the inters. He's going to want to get past them as soon as he can, so Flex Marcel behind can't catch up. Flex Marcel and FW or FW FC Jordan can't catch up. If I were T-Funky, I would let this one go, but let's see if he's going to fight it into 130R. Oh, a tap there. And that has taken off some of T-Funky's wing and given Slash a penalty as T-Funky then goes deep. Not the best series of events for T-Funky. And here we go. Now everyone is coming in. Wait. Bazooka Joe is staying out for one more lap. Bazooka Joe is staying out for one more lap as John Purple has retired from the session. But yeah, after a DNF there, an accident rather. But yeah, at the moment, Slash catching up to Bazooka Joe very quickly, and we have a full safety car. So this is sort of saved Bazooka Joe, I would say, as yeah, definitely saved Bazooka Joe because he's now going to be able to stay in front of everybody, and then just rejoin at the back of the pack after. Not even at the full, not even at the back, probably P13 or so. Or P12. So yeah. But yeah, full safety car is out. So all of the soft runners are definitely going to have to come in one more time before the end of the race, because the softs will not last 21 laps. The mediums might make it to the end. It would be a little bit risky though, I'd say. And then the hards will definitely make it to the end. But yeah, it's just the pace difference that will decide who wins by the end. Because like, can the medium runners pull out a gap far enough? You know, will the softs have enough time to pit? And will the hards have enough tire life to offset the lack of pace compared to the other racers? So yeah, Bazooka Joe coming in right now onto the hards. Ooh, good news, Anton is back. So someone obviously got to invite him there, which is always good. Alright, so now under safety car, let's see how the restart goes. Alright. Ooh, and Buttons back gets a penalty for ignoring yellow flags in P15. And Buttons back is disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. I have no idea why he was disqualified, but he has been disqualified. So it's very unfortunate for the Haas driver. Let's see where he started. Yeah, started P18 and didn't have a good race either. So very unfortunate. Well, actually, right now I'm not too sure because it seems like Button is still driving. Um, but yeah, we'll find out. As Anton is pitting, going to the mediums, looking to stretch those to the end, I would assume. And he will rejoin in 13th place. Maybe 14th actually, if PG Killer can beat him to turn 1. Oh no, no, P13. Alright, so currently, let's see the best races and worst races so far. So T-Jovi up 7, Bazooka Joe up 8, Anton down 10, Big Slater down 4. Alright, so yeah, one more lap of safety car running and then we should get going again. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the F2 race that's happening right now as well. Alright, so everyone's caught up. So, just another 50 seconds to go or so until we get going. Oh, so Kasik's spinning under the safety car and losing his full front wing. So that's Kasik's race essentially ruined, at least for the most part. He's gonna have to pit and lose all that time. lose probably, well, obviously, a pit stop's time there. Um, Under green flag running as well, not under the safety car. Because the SC should come in right now. It's been 3 laps, so I believe it will come in. Yep, safety car in this lap. So yeah, disaster for the Red Bull driver there. Started P9, now P15, and without a wing. But alright, so now it is Slash who is going to control the field and come back, restart the race, rather. And here he goes. And go. Alright, so let's see how everyone gets along with the restart. Seems pretty good so far. Everyone storms into turn 1 now. Ooh, side by side here between Gamez and Chaos. Chaos gets ahead, or stays ahead. Ooh. Ooh, when Kha'Zix has spun and lost more of his wing again. Oh, it's been a very bad race for Kha'Zix. Obviously, yellow flag in Sector 1. But here we go. Bazooka Joe versus Chaos versus Deadwood. Oh, a lockup. Oh, Deadwood gets the position from Chaos here. Now he's going after Bazooka Joe, and Gamez is coming in on Chaos. And Big Slater's right there too. This is going to be very intense here. Into turn 1 we go. It's almost 3 wide. Thankfully everyone makes it through okay. But now Deadwood challenging Bazooka Joe. Oh, very close, but they keep it clean. Oh, this is very thrilling. Into the S section. Oh, a little bit of a oversteer there by Deadwood. Ooh, that's PG Killer who has spun in the first sector in the S's as everyone pours into the second sector here in this this long train of a battle here. Let's see if any moves into the hairpin will be done. No. But into 130R is going to be very intense, and down that main straight as well, I would say. Here we go, Deadwood on Bazooka Joe into the spoon curve, almost. Thinks about it. Oh, into the second part. Alright, yeah, let's see the tires, actually. So yeah, Bazooka Joe on the hards, Deadwood on the softs. Everyone else in this battle on the mediums, with T-Funky catching up quickly, due to the battling that's going on here. A little bit up in front, there's also a battle going on, so I'll get to that in a minute. Slash with the fastest lap of the race. Big Slater with a time penalty for multiple warnings. And here we go, now it's going to be the DRS train. Oh no, not yet. Safety car didn't come in long enough ago. But yeah, here we go. Into the S's one more time. Or, well, again. On lap 13 of 27, so almost halfway through the race. And it's been pretty intense so far. Oh, Bazooka Joe and Deadwood collide. Oh, and Chaos gets collected as well in that. Oh, no. They've lost a lot of time there. And a lot of positions. Yellow flag, Sector 1, obviously. Now back up here. Battle for P3. Flex Marcel versus T. Jovi. With Slash just checking out front. 5.6 seconds ahead already. after just 2 laps after the safety car came in. Almost 3 now. As Kasich is in the pits. Oh, and now here we go. TJOV versus Splinter, and the DRS should be enabled now. Yes, it is. So here we go. Big Slater on Gamez here. Big Slater with much more speed, much higher ERS mode, plus DRS. Into turn 1 we go. They're side by side. Very nice camera angle. And yeah, Big Slater gets past. So good job. Ooh, wide by Flex Marcel there. I went to the art. Ooh, and Deadwood and Chaos battling here for P9. Big Slater with the fastest lap, a 131.4 on the mediums. So here we go, Bazooka Joe versus Anton. Gamez with the penalty. Ooh, Bazooka Joe going wide. PG Killer, penalty as well. Big yellow flag in sector 2. Now here we go, Chaos on Deadwood with Anton very close behind. Here we go, Big Slater versus Jordan into turn 1. Big Slater gets past. Now we have this this train here, 3-car train. Oh, Chaos on Deadwood. Into turn 1 they go. Oh, Chaos hits Deadwood. And Deadwood spins. And is now under pressure from Bunsback. Alright, so the soft tires are probably about to start going off at this point. I think their tire life is around 10-11 laps for a 50% race. That's now the battle for P11 here. Bun, Bazooka Joe, and T-Funky. As Slash is now 7.1 seconds ahead of of oh, and that is definitely someone off. That is Chaos who's off. Yeah, I was wondering what the yellow flag was for. I was trying to figure it out, and then I just saw the car there. Yeah, Alpha Romeo of Chaos is off, and we have a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2 now. Oh, Big Slater past T Jovi, and Flex Marcel under pressure from Splinter here. Here we go, Bazooka Joe on F1 buttons back. Not quite able to get the move done yet. Ooh, and Chaos is out of the session. He has retired from the session. Ooh, someone spun. That is T Funky who was spun. Chaos has left the session as Gamez is looking for a move on Jordan here into the spoon curve. Can't quite get it done yet, but down this back straight might be able to. No, he's actually turning down the ERS, but he is closing in quickly on Jordan because Jordan's also in 0 ERS plus the slipstream. So here we go, almost side by side through 130R, and Gamez is currently, is passed. Now here we go, Splinter versus Flex Marcel, going around the outside of 130R. Ooh, a little bit of contact, but Splinter gets past. So Splinter on those 11 lap old softs, almost at their pit window, I would say. Has passed Flex Marcel for P2. Oh, and there's Flex Marcel with a mistake there, unfortunately. Now Big Slater's going to try to get past, and does so. So yeah, a very unfortunate few corners for Flex Marcel. As Flex Marcel has a penalty for extending track limits, or exceeding track limits, as that is Splinter in the pits. Ooh, and PG Killer is letting the front runner cars through, I believe. As Anton with the fastest lap at 31.1 on the mediums. Now the question is, can those mediums go to the end? I'm not sure if they'll be able to, but we will definitely see, and drivers will definitely try to get them to. Oh, and that is T Funky, who was spun again, I believe, or had another incident there in the first sector. Oh, and again, just losing the back end, a snap of oversteer there. He did well to catch it, but definitely has lost a lot of time there. Yeah, and those hard tires definitely are not happy. Ooh, someone has gone off there. It is Kasix at the spoon curve. Deadwood with the penalty for multiple warnings. New personal best lap for Slash up in front. Now almost 10 seconds clear of Big Slater in P2. So lap 21 of 27 here at Suzuka. As Button is now catching up to Bazooka Joe. PG Killer with a penalty for corner cutting. Someone's gone. Oh, that's a PG Killer who has gone off there and is now being blue flagged for these two. Here we go, Button pressurizing Bazooka Joe into a mistake, which he almost did there. But now with DRS, we'll see what happens. Not quite close enough, I would say. No, not quite. So currently up front, Slash on 16 lap old mediums, Big Slater 15 lap old mediums. Then we have some hard runners, mediums, Splinter on the softs, Deadwood on the softs. Yeah, the softs will go to the end at this point. The mediums should as well, I would assume. They might be into the high 60% in terms of tire wear, but they will make it. Ooh, and a new fastest lap from Big Slater with a 30.8. So very well done by Big Slater. Alright, so now Gamez getting very close to T-Jovi. Ooh, and that is Casix, I believe, who was just being blue flagged there for Flex Marcel, which was the cause of the yellow flag. Slash with the fastest lap, a 30.8. So yeah, those mediums, despite being quite old at this point, are still have a lot of speed in them. It appears. Here we go, Gamez on T-Jovi once again. And now Deadwood is pretty close to T-Funky. Deadwood with a penalty, however. Ooh, and T-Funky's made a mistake, and now Deadwood is in front. So the gap up front is now 8 seconds. So Slash starting from second up to first. Big Slater starting 7th up to second. T-Joe V 10 to 4. Bazooka Joe 14 to 8. With of course V Rita dropping out of the race. I believe on lap 7 or 8 or so due to damage. And alright, so now Buns back is really close to Bazooka Joe. Oh, and that is someone off there. That is a PG Killer off in the second sector, and a 10-second time penalty for basically nothing, because he actually lost time there. So that will definitely get removed. But yeah, oh, Gamma's very close to T-Jovi there, just 2 seconds or 2 tenths between them. Ooh, very close once again. So now just a 2 and 1 sector laps to go right now for Slash. Here we go, Gamez on T-Jovi. And Gamez has got the position at the moment, but T-Jovi might have DRS. Nope, Gamez does. And T-Jovi's actually down on fuel, so he needs to fuel save right now. There's only two laps left in the race. Oh, and Gamez isn't using his DRS. Maybe it's broken. Oh, and Gamez into a slide. I'm not sure if that was because of a touch with T-Jovi or just loss of control. But now Gamez is under pressure from Anton and gets passed by Anton. So, disaster for Gamez here. Alright, so just 1.5 laps to go now for Slash, as Button is still chasing Bazooka Joe. Slash with the fastest lap on the penultimate lap. So very dominant here from the Alfa Romeo driver ever since Rita DNF'd. Ooh, Bazooka Joe, I don't think he'll be catching, or Bun won't be catching Bazooka Joe, I don't believe, for the rest of this race, at least on track. And is actually under threat from Jordan due to a half spin there at the spoon curve. So here we go. Jordan's going to be using all of his ERS, I would assume, on the final lap. He has 90% of it after all. He should probably use it. And his mediums are pretty fresh compared to Buttons. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. This battle for P9 here, or P9 on track at least, is going to get spicy. Here we go. Button defends to the inside, but then goes wide. Still in front though, still ahead. Here we go. Jordan very close to the Button here. Just a tenth of a second in between them two. Not even. 85 milliseconds at the closest point. And now, oh, someone spun, but Slash wins the Japanese Grand Prix. And I believe that's Anton who has spun. Disaster for Anton. And he has something stuck in his back suspension there. But yeah, horrible event there. Tragedy for Antoine in a racing sense. So Slash wins the race. Big Slater P2, Flex Marcel P3, T Jovi will be P4, Gamaz P5, or Splinter P5, Gamaz P6 after penalties, Anton coming home in P7. And now Button and Jordan still battling up to the line. It's going to be almost hitting the wall there, and it's going to be Jordan in P8. So Gammas P6, Anton P7, Jordan P8, Bazooka P9, Button P10, Deadwood P11. I will assume, or I would assume, T Funky P12, Cassix P13. Oh, bless me. And Willow PG Killer in P14, with the DNFers being Chaos, Purple, John Purple, Rita, and JJB. So there's Deadwood, and T-Funky beats Deadwood on penalties. So now we're just waiting for Willow PG Killer, who actually has damage, I believe, to his wing. Not sure when he got that, but he's coming home now to finish the race. And there we go. Yeah. Even though I believe he was down quite a bit by the end there, he kept going. As well as some others. They all kept going and managed to finish the race. So yeah, good on them for that. It's not always easy when you have a tough race to keep going, especially when you know or think that you'll be last anyway. You know, especially at the start of the race. It's hard to keep going and finish it. But so yeah, congrats to everyone who did finish, or who didn't necessarily give up midway through per se. So like a Willow there. So yeah, very good job. All right, so yeah, that is your Japanese Grand Prix. So the final results will be shown in a moment here. Alright, so MMA Slash is your winner. Then we have Big Slater, Flex Marcel, T Jovi, Splinter, Gamis Turish, Anton Bennett, SWFC Jordan, Bazooka Joe, Buns Back, T Funky, Deadwood Bear, Cassix, PG Killer, Chaos, John Purple, V Rita, and JJB. So congrats to everybody, and yeah, that has been Rising Phoenix for today. So yeah, thank you. Well, in F1 at least, the F2 race is actually still going on. You can just catch the end of it if you tune in. The commentator is obviously not me. It's Hyper. So if you want to watch his stream there, there's a pretty intense battle going on right now in the F2 race. So if you want to watch that, go head on over there. It should be on the same channel as this one, so the official RP channel. Anyways, thank you for watching, everybody, and yeah, we will see you next week. So yeah, thank you and goodbye. Bye bye.